All right, what happened? I won two and I lost two. The first one I won was by a pin, and the other one I beat them by like 5-3. I don't remember, but I remember beating him by points.
Was it nice to get those 2 wins on a Friday to take away the pressure of trying to qualify for state on Saturday?
Yes, it was. Like, I was so glad that I won the first two because, like, if I didn't win those first two, I knew I would like go home sad and I would be like ashamed of myself.
How tough were the Saturday matches?
They're really tough. Well, I wouldn't really say they were tough. I mean, I could have had them, but they got that lucky touch on me, and they got me in that one spot.
What's it like to wrestle a tough match after a tough match after a tough match? Because that's what it is now, right?
Mm-hmm. It's really hard because you gotta keep thinking about it. Because every time you get beat, it comes all at you, and like it hurts you really bad. And like once you get beat and you go out there to wrestle again, it's just like you can't do it anymore, and it really sucks.
How does the whole season and what you did at Madison help you go into state?
It really helped me. Like I knew, like I was, I just learned from my mistakes, and that's how I be good.
Well, I mean, the trip was a very long trip, but at the end, whenever I came in fourth and I was qualified for state, I think it was worth it.
Now, I guess you've been in some tough brackets, but was this the toughest bracket, and what made it tough?
Well, I mean, yeah, it was really tough. I know that the first one I lost, I could have had him, but he got me in a throw, and whenever he threw me, he got 3 back points, and he won. But it was a really good, tough tournament.
What happened on Saturday? You won a big match and I guess lost one.
I lost 2, but I won to see if I was qualifying for state or not. And then I lost the second one in the semifinals. And then in order to get third or fourth, I had to win one more, and I won it. But whenever it was seeing who was fourth and third, I lost against that person.
What do you think you learned from facing these tough wrestlers, especially as a freshman?
I learned to keep my hands down and not let them wrap their arms around me, and always have my mind focused on what next to do if they counter it.
Well, now you're going to the big Coliseum, you're going to state. What do you think about that?
I actually think that I can do good, and I think I can actually place in state, and I'm really wanting to.
Do you know anything about your bracket?
I know the first one I should be able to beat, but the second one, Dawson Bates, would be a really tough match.
Friday, I came in and I lost one first round that I should have won, and my second one I won. So meaning I had to win one more to qualify for state, and Saturday morning I won my second one.
What was it like when you finally did that?
After I won, I knew I was going to state, but I knew I had to keep my mind focused to get a better seed, and that's about it.
What was your bracket like there, and what do you think the bracket will be like up at what used to be the Gwinnett Center?
The bracket there probably was at the sectionals tournament was probably a little bit easier, but state tournament I got a kid from Calhoun that I beat at state duels, so I should be good for Friday afternoon.
How did that match go when you wrestled him over in Macon?
I teched him, beat him by 15 points.
Does that give you a good feeling going up there to know that you've seen this guy, you did well against him?
Yes, sir. I pretty much know what he's going to do and how I'm going to score and get my points.
Have you changed your game plan as far as what you try to do on the mat late in the season?
No, sir. I'm still doing the stuff that I did earlier in the season. Take down, tilt them. That's all I do.
Justin Hall, you got off to a great start on Friday. How did you pin those first 2 guys to take away the pressure and qualify for the state pretty quickly?
The first round, I went out there and I threw in boots on a kid. He was a freshman. I threw in boots and I put a half in, straight my arm out and put him on his back, pinned him.
All right, once you qualify, is there a sense of relief? Were you really excited?
Yes, sir. I knew then that I was going to state and going to try to do better than what I did last year.
But boy, in your semifinal match, I guess you had a tough guy from Jefferson who has not been beaten this season.
Yeah, he's pretty tough. He pinned me in the first period, so yeah, I'll say he's pretty tough.
What did you learn about him?
He's a grinder. He rides tough. He stays forward pressure.
Well, you've wrestled in a lot of big matches. When you get to sectionals and now state, do you change your style at all? Do you try to do anything differently?
Try to wrestle smarter and win, and try to save my energy as much as I can.
And what is it like for you to wrestle all these grueling matches back to back to back? Because there aren't any, as you like to call them, fish in these tournaments, really.
Oh, no. None of these guys at these tournaments are fish, because they wouldn't be there if they were fish.
So how do you handle tough matches, one after another?
You just go out there and with your mind right and knowing that you're going to win and wrestle smart.
What's your game plan for state?
Wrestle smart, pretty much. That's all I can do.